I am officially back from my 7 day long European getaway that ranged from Florence, Italy, all the way to Rome, that was 90% bankrolled on Hilton Honors points. And while the Hilton Honors ecosystem is nothing new to this YouTube channel, I have priorly stated that I believe all points and miles enthusiasts can benefit from the Hilton Surpass. Which is why in this video, we're going to talk about why I personally believe the Hilton Surpass is an overpowered mid tier credit card and give you guys some personal examples from my latest stay at some SLH properties. Now, before we hop into the specific points of this video, I did want to address the elephant in the room that I know a lot of people are disappointed about, which is the sneak devaluation of the Hilton Honors Point. If you're unaware, about a couple weeks back, Hilton increased the prices for a large majority of their portfolio in Hilton Honors points, thus making each and every one of your points less valuable. While this is a gut punch for many of us in the points and miles game, especially if you're centered in the Hilton ecosystem, I still believe there's value to be found in this portfolio. Now, it is a gut punch, and I will be addressing my entire take on this in a future video, but I still believe the Hilton Surpass is a great standalone credit card, and everything that I'm going to talk about going forward, it remains unchanged as well. Moving on to the first benefit, and one that honestly covers 100% of my annual fee year after year, is the Hilton Gold status. And the major focal point that we're going to focus on is definitely going to be that food and beverage credit. Now, the food and beverage credit in the United States, in my opinion, is good, but where you start to see the crazy value is when you utilize it internationally. And I'll show you guys video proof of that as well, in my opinion. But in the United States, you're going to get $15 for you as well as for your player two if they are on the same reservation. So you're going to get $30 of spending money every single day you stay on said property. Now, this does range from property to property, but for the most part, it's going to be $15. This can be either utilized on breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, anything that is classified as food on property. And if you stay 3 to 5 nights, you're already going to cover a majority of that annual fee. But where I started to see the major value is when you stay at international properties such as the SLHs that I stayed at, you are going to get free continental breakfast for you and your player too. Now, continental breakfast for most of us is some measly raisin bran, blueberry muffins, orange juice, milk, and things along those lines. But when I talk about continental breakfast, guys, internationally, these SLH properties are giving full on luxury spreads. I'll show you guys some photos from the Hotel Regency as well as the Palazzo Manfredi. And we are talking about very, very nice continental breakfasts: eggs, sausage, fresh squeezed orange juice, mimosas, still water, sparkling water, lattes, cappuccinos, everything. Another great thing that these continental breakfasts offer, and I have some personal data points to go off of, is the additional a la carte menu. Now, to us, a la carte usually means at an additional cost, but about 90% of these small luxury hotels and resort properties that I've stayed at did not charge me anything extra to eat off of the a la carte menu. The only one that charged me for some additional orders was the Hotel Regency in Florence. But the Palazzo Manfredi, I was able to order anything from the kitchen, and it was zero additional charge related to my gold status. So, all in all, let's just say at a conservative number, $20 for breakfast per person per day, which, because again, you're on vacation, you have to eat breakfast. Now, I'm not saying everyone does, or if you're someone that eats little bites, but I'm someone that loves a hearty breakfast on vacation. So, just going conservatively, a $20 per person, that's $40 of value for me and my player two over the 4 nights that I stayed at SLH properties on this European getaway. That's $160 of value that I captured just on this one singular stay. Now, I personally don't believe this is inflating anything. These were charges that I already had to make. So even before we factor in any additional benefits, I have captured 100% of my effective annual fee just on one singular getaway. Another great aspect of gold status, and again, these are just personal data points that I've gathered throughout my SLH stays, is that usually when you have gold status, these SLH properties go above and beyond for you. A perfect example I'll show you guys at the Palazzo Manfredi. Like, this might be customary. I'm not sure. I've never stayed at this property in cash, but I want to believe it was related to the gold status. When I entered into my room, I had a bottle of champagne, a handwritten note, as well as some snacks to pick on. This happened as well at the Hotel Regency, another SLH property I stayed at in Portugal. I'll put some photos here on the screen for you. And these just elevate the kind of criteria of your stay. My wife really loves these personal handwritten notes, and it just makes you feel a lot more welcome at some of these more smaller hotels and resorts. Some additional aspects of gold status we'll talk about before we move on to number two on the list is that you usually get late checkout. I was able to get late checkout at both of the properties in Europe, but one thing I have zero luck with throughout any of my Hilton property stays is that potential room upgrade that gold and diamond status get you. I have always been denied for a room upgrade, and while it's not a deal breaker, I'm totally fine with the rooms I book. It just sucks because in IHG and any of the other statuses that I've gotten, I have always gotten upgraded related to my status. So this is a bummer, and I've seen all over Reddit and from other YouTube videos that a lot of people have this same luck with Hilton in regards to room upgrades. But all in all, gold status alone for me is enough to justify this credit card in my wallet in this singular stay, not even taking into consideration any of the other stays I've had throughout the calendar year. Moving on to number two, and another aspect that I completely love about the Hilton Surpass are those $50 quarterly credits. Now, I'm well aware not every single person has the ability to travel multiple times a year, specifically at Hilton properties. But for me personally, guys, I'm blessed enough to be able to travel regularly with me and my player two, and to supplement it all on points and miles. So every single quarter of this year, I have been easily able to utilize that $50 quarterly credit. And this aspect alone, again, is enough to consume the entire effective annual fee and even leave you in the green plus $50. Now, the way these quarterly credits are used is, again, you have to be staying at a Hilton property. And while there are sparse data points that show that you can eat on a Hilton grounds while staying there and get accredited, this is not 100% true all the time and just solely depends on how it codes. Now, the cheat code to make sure that you're never scammed out of your $50 quarterly credit is always charge whatever you are paying for to the room. If you're eating at the on site restaurant, charge it to the room. If you're ordering drinks at the bar, charge it to the room. If you're buying something at the gift shop and have the ability to charge it to the room. This way, anything that is under or over $50, it will trigger that credit and you will see it reflected on your statement balance relatively quickly. Another cool thing is that you don't need to utilize it all in one shot. There's one thing I never will do, guys, and it's force a credit just because I have it there. I hate wasteful spending. So in this past European trip, I only utilized $17 of my $50 credit because every single other thing I purchased was covered in that free continental breakfast from that Hilton Gold status. So all I did for that one thing that wasn't covered on the a la carte menu at the Hotel Regency, as well as an additional latte that we ordered via room service, I just spent $17, which was instantly credited to my account for that $50 quarterly credit. Now, the remaining $33 I'll utilize later this year when I'm traveling to New York City for Christmas, and I still have that time frame to capture that entire $50 credit. But all in all, when you combine the gold status with the $50 quarterly credits, and there's still more we have to talk about, this credit card is a slam dunk, especially if you travel multiple times throughout the calendar year. Moving on to number three, and it's just the cherry on top for me for the Hilton Surpass overall, is the free night credit that you achieve after hitting that $15,000 of spend. Now, my personal recommendation is that if you are planning to add one of these Hilton credit cards to your rotation, is to wait for one of those free night credit offers. And that is because these free night credits carry insane amounts of value. I'll put some examples up on the screen of where you can utilize your free night credit and capture that $800 to upwards of $2,000 per night. But I utilize mine at the Palazzo Manfredi, which I'll put up another photo here of my stay. But the Palazzo Manfredi ranges from around €600 upwards to over €1,000 a night. Now I was able to stay here just with a singular free night credit overlooking the Roman Colosseum. Now, you can get even more of these free night credits, not only through the Hilton Aspire, which is the highest $550 annual fee credit card, but if you spend $15,000 of spend on your Hilton Surpass every calendar year, then you achieve another one of these free night credits. So just on my first $150 annual fee, I achieved that free night credit from the sign up bonus, and I am just about to achieve my second free night credit by hitting that $15,000 spend in 12 calendar months. And if you want to kind of combine this and elevate the opportunity to utilize these credits, you can combine this with the Hilton Aspire, get a free night credit every anniversary year, and then have the Hilton Surpass as your daily driver to achieve a second free night credit every single calendar year. But all in all, when you combine the gold status, the quarterly credits, the multipliers, and the free night credit that you can get every single year after year, I believe the Hilton Surpass is a no brainer for many people in the points and miles game. All in all, guys, we're going to end the video here. I was going to end the video calculating an effective annual fee, but as you guys saw throughout the entire video, I showed you the immense value that I've captured just in one singular trip without even taking into consideration other trips that I've taken throughout the calendar year. So as long as you are staying at Hilton properties at least 2 to 3 times a year, just that food and beverage credit alone is going to make this credit card essentially free. And the reason I say free is because food is an essential thing while you're on vacation. Everyone has to eat breakfast. So if you're able to supplement that with a credit card that you have in your wallet, this is easy value to capture. That's not even counting the $50 quarterly credits, which you don't even need to use every single one to make this credit card valuable, as well as that free night credit that you can achieve year after year. But all in all, guys, if you're on the market for a hotel credit card, I still believe there is value to be had in the Hilton ecosystem, even after the disastrous devaluations, which we'll talk about in another video. And if you're on the market to apply for it, I'll have my referral link in the description. It directly supports my channel at $0 to you. But I would personally recommend waiting for that free night credit offer because it trumps the elevated point offer that's available at this given time. But guys, if you enjoyed this type of content, feel free to like, comment, subscribe as it directly supports my channel. And if you want another Hilton related video, I'll have one right here for you guys.